Database server begins by installing MySQL server, which will store the customer data for the website. Open a web browser and navigate to mysql.com, downloads, installer. You'll see options for MySQL installer for Windows. Choose the smaller Windows 32-bit MSI installer option, which is typically around 2 to 3 MB and downloads a web installer. Click download and then no thanks, just start my download if prompted to create an Oracle account. Run the downloaded installer. On the welcome screen, choose server only as the setup type. Since we only need the MySQL server and not development tools or connectors. Click next and then execute to begin downloading and installing MySQL server. The installer will download the unnecessary components and install them. When installation completes, click next to proceed to configuration. On the type and networking configuration page, keep the default config type as development computer and port number as 3306. Make sure Open Windows Firewall ports for network access is checked, as this is essential for allowing other computers to connect to the database. Click Next. On the authentication method screen, select Use Strong Password Encryption for authentication and click Next. On the Accounts and Roles page, you will set the MySQL root password. Enter something like root123 as the password and confirm it by typing it again. This is the administrator password for MySQL, so remember it. You can also create additional user accounts here, but for now just the root account is sufficient. Click Next. On the Windows Service page, keep the defaults, which configure MySQL to run as Windows Service and start automatically when Windows boots. Click Next, then execute to apply all the configuration settings. The installer will configure MySQL server with your settings. When all configuration steps show green check marks, click Finish. Click Next on the installer and then Finish to complete the installation. To verify MySQL is running, press Windows key and type services.msc and press Enter. Scroll down to find MySQL or similar in the services list. It should show status as running and startup type as automatic. Now creates the database, table and sample data that the website will use. Open the Start menu and look for MySQL 9.6 command line client, which was installed with MySQL. Click on it to launch the MySQL command line interface. You will be prompted to enter the password, type root123 and press Enter. You should see the MySQL prompt showing MySQL. First, create a new database for the business application. Type Create Database Business DB and press Enter. MySQL will confirm the database was created. Now switch to using the database by typing use business DB and pressing Enter. The prompt will change to show you are now using the business DB database. Next, create the customers table that will store customer information. Type the SQL commands and press Enter. This creates a table with columns for customer ID, name, email, phone, address, and creation timestamp. MySQL will confirm the table was created. Now insert 10 sample rows of customer data. MySQL will confirm that 10 rows were inserted. Verify the data by typing select stomach from customers and pressing enter. You should see all 10 customer records displayed in a table format. Now create a database user that the website can use to connect remotely. Type the following commands and press enter after each. The web user account now has full privileges on the Business DB database.
In this case, my responsibility was to develop the website, test hosting access using FTP, and deploy the final CRUD web application connected to the remote database server.
Now we are on the web server machine at IP address 10.20.30.52. Our job here is set up the hosting environment for developer. First we install Apache Web Server, open a web browser and go to apachelaunch.com. Download the latest Apache version, Windows 64 version. Extract the zip and copy the Apache 24 folder. Open Apache 24, configure HTTP configure in Notepad. Find document root and change it to C web root. Set server name to 10.20.30.52:80. Save the file, then create the folder web root in File Explorer. Now open command prompt as administrator, type httpd.exe k-install. This registers Apache as Windows service. Then type httpd.exe k-start. This starts the server. Open browser and visit http://10.20.30.52 to confirm Apache is running. Next we install the FTP server so the developer can upload file remotely. Go to filezillaproject.org and download FileZilla server. Run the installer with default setting. When asked for an admin password, enter FTP123. Remember this once installed. FileZilla server launch automatically. Enter admin password FTP123 to connect to the interface. Go to Edit, Settings, and Passive Mode and enter the server IP 10.20.30.52 and click OK. Then FTP server is now installed and running. Now we create an FTP account so the developer can log in and upload the files. In FileZilla server, go to Edit, Users and click Add. Set the username as developer and click OK. Tick the enable account, set the password to div ftp123 under the shared folders. Click Add and browse to C web root, the same folder Apache uses. Check all permission boxes, read, write, delete, append and list. Click OK to save. This means any file the developer uploads your FTP goes directly to the web root. Finally, we send FTP detail back to the developer by email. Open Thunderbird with hosting@lnmedia.com account, find the hosting request email from developer@lnmedia.com. Click reply. In the reply include web server Apache 2.4, server IP 10 20 30 52, FTP port 21, FTP username developer, FTP password dev FTP123, web root C web root. Click send.
First, after receiving the FTP credentials from the hosting provider, I tested whether the FTP server was working properly. Before uploading the full website, I first tested the hosting environment using a simple file. I created a basic file name as index.html with simple content. It works. I uploaded this file to the root directory via FTP. Then after access from the client PC, the test page loaded successfully.
Client views the website. Client now accesses the website through a web browser to verify its working. Open a web browser. In the address bar type http 10 20 30 52 and press enter. The website should load.
After confirming that, I deleted this test file and uploaded CRUD website files. These files were developed to the MySQL database server running on PCF.
CRUD operation represent the four fundamental functions used to manage data in a system. CRUD stands for create, read, update, and delete. These operations are essential for interacting with database and are commonly used in web applications. The create operation is used to insert new data into the system. It involves collecting user input and storing it in the database using appropriate queries. The read operation is used to retrieve and display data from the database. It allows users to view existing records in a structured format such as table or list. The update operation is used to modify existing data. It enables users to change or correct stored information by identifying a specific record and applying the necessary changes. The delete operation is used to remove data from the system. It allows users to permanently delete records that are no longer needed. Together, these four operations form the basic foundation of data management in any application. They ensure that data can be efficiently created, accessed, modified, and removed when required.
So that's a wrap on our network services assignment. We started by making and testing cables, then connected all 5 PCs to a switch. We set up a DHCP server to auto-assign IPs and DNS server to resolve domain names. Then we installed email server and tested real email communication between users. Finally, we built a MySQL database, developed a PHP CRUD website, hosted it on Apache, uploaded it via FTP, and the client accessed the live website through a browser. From trimming table to fully working web application, all done. So thanks for watching.